Dancers, reindeers, Dasher, Dancer, and Prancer, Vixen, Comet, and Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, and don't forget all of the reindeers. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer.
All right, we're back here. We got the big one this week. We got the one we got them together like birds of a feather, like never before. You're never going to see it anywhere else. You're not going to see it anywhere. Where? At Saugus TV. That's right. With who? Rocky Raymond, the Boston bad boy. Yeah, you got it all right here. We got it. We got it right here. You see this belt? You're going to see it right here momentarily. You're going to see, that's right, Precious Paul is going to be the number one contender for this particular belt, and he's going to be against Crusher Mike Benasky. That's right here, and we're going to go to that right now. So, cameraman, zoom in on these two. All right, look at that. We're going to get going, get it going, and they're off, They're banging it. They're banging. Oh, it looks like we got a new champion. We got a new champion right here. Here it is, the new Saugus TV champion. Fixed. All right, we're back here. Memories of pro wrestling. Memories of the Boston Garden. We got legends. We got the best of the best. You must have seen them all if you're watching me on YouTube, and I know you are because I got a lot of hits from some people, a lot of smacks from others. But I tell you right now, we got a great array of wrestling talk today on Memories of the Boston Garden. And right now, I want to thank you coming, Paul Richards.
Great to be back. How's everything?
And the man down the end. The Crusher Benasky. He's a crusher. He's a Crusher Benasky.
Lovely to be back.
All right, we're back here, and we're going to go right into some programs, and then we're going to get into some of my pitches from the Boston Garden. That's right. Many of my pitches from the Boston Garden, which are incredible, from the 69 days. And, and get your mind out of the gutter, you guys out there, okay? I'm talking about 1969, okay? And I'm talking about 1970. So let's go right now to the Valentine's Day Massacre. All right, we got it right here, the Valentine's Day Massacre. This was one of the old programs going back to the days of Bruno Sammartino. And he had some great matches. And the main event that night was Bruno Sammartino against Hans the Great Mortier. That's right. And on that particular card that night, Jim Nance, the football player, was a special guest referee. And you can see him up there. And then Toru Tanaka, he was in the ring against Antonio Pugliese. Edward Carpentier against Bull Ramos. And the tag team that night was Victor Vera, Miguel Perez. And he was in there with Tony Altamori and Captain Lou Albano. Plus they had a big, looks like an 8-man tag here. Earl and Maynard, Guillotine Gordon, Dominic DeNucci, Bull Johnson, and he was against Crazy Luke Graham, Louis Sedan, Baron Cicluna, and get your daughter off the street. Ricky Sexton's coming to town. All right. Yeah, that was that one. That was a great match from the Boston Garden, and many more to come. We've seen a lot of them. Paul, what do you think, Mike? What was your favorite match at the Boston Garden? I know you've had so many of them. It's crazy. I mean, you had how many do you think you actually really attended at the Boston Garden?
Oh, hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite? Which was your favorite one?
It's hard to say, Rocky. All the Bruno matches were just. You can't explain it to people unless they were there.
Yeah, and basically with Bruno coming to the Garden every month, he was the main event, and
for years.
And they had themes back then. They had all the themes. They had, they had themes like on the 4th of July or the Christmas show. They'd have San Martino coming out or whatever. They'd have all the great things. All right, let's go to the next one. This one's the 4th of July, I believe. 4th of July with 840. He had a great array of professional wrestling. As you can see the programs, they had the fireworks there, and Abe Ford, the little Groveler there, he always got himself in there somehow. And he had all these great programs that he used to send to you in the mail, and that would keep you go to the Boston Garden and to see basically what what they actually we're going to show each and every month, and it showed you, and that's how it became what it became. And the lineup for this particular show was unbelievable also. It was a great lineup. They had all the old-timers. Edward Carpentier, this was a six-man tag. It was Bruno Sammartino, Edward Carpentier, and Victor Vera against Monsoon, the Kentucky Butcher, Professor Tanaka. Semi-final, George the Animal Steel against Erlen Maynard. And then we had special attraction, Bull Ramos, and he wrestled Crybaby Cannon, that big fat Groveler, looked like he was pregnant. And then the girls' match, Tony Rose and Smelly Annie Casey, Barbara Owens and Donna Christinella. I think they were on the other teams, but they tagged before that. They didn't have many girls back in the day. They had those old groveling bathing suits for the old ladies used to wear, you know. And then they had Johnny Rods. Yeah, Johnny Rods, an aggressive artist. He was aggressive, all right, on the bottle before he got in the ring. And then you got O'Dale, you got Donald Skolin, the donut man. His face was like a donut. And believe it or not, Carlos Colon versus Lenny Solomon. Did you know Lenny Solomon, Mike?
Yes, I did. And as a matter of fact, he was probably the #1 job guy back in the 60s. And then all of a sudden, back in the 70s, he showed up in the dressing room like 200 pounds, named some surfer guy from Hawaii.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Did he have a pair of tongs?
I don't know if he had tongs or thongs, but he came
Tongs,
back
tongs,
in another
wongs.
name.
Yeah, flip-flop.
Because Mel Simons told me this is Lenny Solomon from years ago. He came back as another name.
Coming back,
Forget-
he was one of those, what they call
like a
them,
surfer
journeyman.
guy or
He
something.
was a journeyman.
Yeah, he was a
Journey
job guy.
He was a man.
Yeah.
Journeyman. So yeah, he came. A lot of guys came to had many names. I mean, hey, look at I had 4 or 5 myself, but that's only because I didn't want to do jobs. Come in with a mask, and then I used to run a show, go on TV as myself. Very rarely ICW, whatever. I remember my first time against the Samoans. His hands were like this long, back me up on the ropes. You know, those guys were scary, legitimately scary. Like King Curtis, Ayakea, those guys were legitimate guys. Were you in the dressing room with any of those guys there, Big Paul?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Well, who was the scariest guy that you met in the dressing room?
Oh, God. There's so many of them. Probably the toughest guy was Haku.
Haku? Oh yeah, everyone knows about
everybody.
Haku biting noses off and poking
Yeah.
eyes out and doing all the great things that he did. He did a lot of great things, but
Great guy, too.
throwing people through windows, I believe, and all that stuff.
Never started one, though.
We never started one?
Never started a fight.
Well, that's good. All right, let's go to that next one with the Mongols, Beppo and Gito, the high Russian, a very rough tag team back in the day. The Mongols, Beppo and Gito. You can see that big boot. And Bruno had a lot of matches with the Mongols, Beppo and Gito, and I guess one of them was trained Bellini, as he was a Mongol too, back in the Eddie Ihorn days, I believe it was, that league that went up there, and they had Eric the Red, Mil Mascaris, Dick the Bulldog Brow, all those guys. And that particular lineup for the night with the Mongols, and I believe the lineup, wrestling program, tag team championship of the world, I don't know, they didn't come out with any belts. I don't know, the Beppo and Guido versus Sammartino and Strongbow. The semifinal was Koloff against Gorilla Monsoon. Crusher Verdú, how do you do, my name is Verdú, against Victor Rivera, the black smelly demon, against Tony Marino. That guy never washed his gear because he hung around with Ringo and they never washed to begin with. Sky Lolo and Little Bruce against Jamaica Kid and Little Louie. Little Joey, I'm sorry. Little Louie's a guy up in New Hampshire. He puts his thumb where things don't like to go, but then what are you going to do? And Bo Pomente versus John L. Sullivan. John Turco versus Manuel Soto. And that was the big one with the Mongols. Beppo and Guido, the Mongols. And those are great shows at the Boston Garden. Now, Paul, you didn't go that far back to some of these old programs, but we're going to pull up some of the program that I believe that you actually made this program, and I believe I was on the lineup of this program. If they can see it in the back, it's the one that says Spectacular Wrestling, and Ron Shaw's on the cover of it. I don't know if they can find it in the back. It's going into the program, but you actually made this program. I got it. Yeah, there it is. You actually made this program, Paul. Tell us a little about this program. You know, what it took to make a program and what year it was, and this was Bedlam from Boston, I believe, right?
Yeah, so that was probably 80, I would say.
1980.
Yep.
All right. And what else was going on in the 80s with you with Kowalski? Because I believe you did a little work with Kowalski, and didn't you do your favorite, some of your work with Richard Burns and
Yep,
everybody
absolutely.
did it. But who had all the shows? Tell everyone who
Rocky Raymond
who
had all
the
the
shows, all the Grovelers.
He had all the Grovelers in the world at his show. Everybody was a Groveler. at some
Yeah,
time.
funny story. I had a lot of shows and had a lot of friends
A lot
when
of
I had the
successful
shows.
shows
Yeah, they were, because I did them the right way. I did them with a book.
with a book.
Advertising
The
with the
book.
book, and you call the book, and whatever the thing was. Now, I know basically
book.
that most of the stuff that was done, I do have another program I want to get to, if you have it, with High Chief Peter Maivia from the Cow Palace. If you got that in the back there with Peter Maivia, there it is. Ray Stevens is on the cover. The program was 50 cents, and on the back, High Chief Peter Maivia. And if you notice, he does not have any tattoos. This is before the time of the tattoos that he had, and he was running that. I believe it was Hawaii. I believe Pacific.
Yeah.
Then Hawaii,
Yeah, in
Mike.
Hawaii.
He did Hawaii
Yeah,
with
he
his
was in
wife.
Hawaii, yep.
Hawaii.
And The Rock, Rocky Johnson married, I believe, into that family, and became a big territory. The Pacific, what they call the Polynesian wrestling, Polynesian
yes,
Championship Wrestling, and they had a lot of things going on there. But not too many people got that program with High Chief Peter Maivia with no tattoos. That's because it's me, BBB. I got it all. I wish someone come and buy all the stuff, and then I won't have it all. But anyways, we're going to go back to the program. And right now, we're going to go to the part of the program that we call the Matt Classics from the Boston Garden. We're going to show favorite clip, throw it in, spin it around, come back and talk to Mike and Paul against memories of the Boston Garden. We're back at Matt Classics from the Boston Garden. January 17th, 1976. What better way to start the year with Bruno Sammartino and Gorilla Monsoon against Ivan Koloff and the superstar Billy Graham. And their manager, Captain Lou Albano, always making trouble now. And our referee for this wild Donnybrook in Boston, Gorilla Monsoon's ready to go. Bruno's ready to go. The referee, Mario Savoli's ready to go. And Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, that's the man that beat Bruno Sammartino back in 1971. We're going to be showing you that great Matt Classics in the weeks to come, as well as on these great Matt Classics from the Boston Garden. We got some great ones coming from Madison Square Garden also. Lou Albano gets a shot by Bruno. Bruno loves to get his hands on Albano every now and then. Big scoop slam now. And the captain going crazy now. Ivan Koloff and superstar Billy Graham doubling up on Gorilla Monsoon. That was their plan. There's the bell. There's the bell, and Bruno now, he's ready for the action against Ivan Koloff. This is going to be a wild tag team match. 2 out of 3 falls. That's Gorilla Monsoon in the ring with superstar Billy Graham now. Ivan Koloff with the big knee into the back of the big Manchurian giant. 401-pound Gorilla Monsoon. Oh, unbelievable action this week on the Matt Classics. Look at this guy. Superstar Billy Graham, he's got arms like footballs, and Gorilla Monsoon just threw him off like a bag of donuts. Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, now from behind. You're going to watch these two. They're unbelievable. They work as a team, a well-oiled machine. Ivan Koloff and superstar Billy Graham. The crowd tonight's a great attendance in Boston, only because Bruno Sammartino, the king of attendance here in Boston. As you see Gorilla Monsoon headbutt the superstar, roll back and tag the living legend with a couple of right hands now. And Bruno's going wild here in Boston. Big boot to the face of superstar Billy Graham. These two have met on many encounters. Bruno not too many times seen in tag matches, but tonight, tag team partner Gorilla Monsoon. Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, looking for his partner. There he meets him, superstar. As you can see, the referee Mario Savoli has his hands filled tonight. Oh, a big head breaker as these two meeting of the minds. Sammartino in for the cover, and Koloff comes in to break it up. Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, the size and strength of the Russian Bear. One hand throwing Bruno off the superstar. Superstar Billy Graham, great shape, and he appears to be in the clutches of Sammartino's bear hug.
And Bruno now clenching it down. And Ivan Koloff looking to go up to that top rope with the big heavy forearm, breaking up the bear hug now. And Bruno Sammartino tagged by Superstar as the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff comes into the ring now. Big whip into the corner now. Oh, you can see that ring buckle now. And Bruno hit that corner post with the heavy, heavy blow. And Superstar Billy Graham and Bruno Sammartino in a test of strength now. Gorilla Monsoon outside the ring, as well as Ivan Koloff, telling the crowd that Superstar has the control. And it's Bruno and Superstar in the middle of the ring going back and forth with this test of strength now. And Superstar appears to keep control now, and Bruno Sammartino, they're going back, and Bruno seems to be fighting now, fight with all he's got. He's trying to turn it around now on the Superstar. And he turns it around on Superstar Billy Graham. The crowd's going wild here, the pandemonium, and the Superstar runs for the ropes. Headlock now, and he shoots Sammartino in. One shoulder tackle now, and Bruno gets scooped up for a big scoop slam by the Superstar. An elbow, but nobody home. Bruno rolling over for the tag now, and it's Big Gorilla Monsoon. The big Manchurian Giant stomps down on the Superstar. And Superstar Billy Graham fails with a size 17 foot, feels like, followed up by a big knee now. This 401-pound Manchurian Giant now. And he tags in Big Ivan Koloff. Look at the size of this man, Monsoon. He makes Koloff look like a baby bear. Oh, a big shoulder tackle now, and Big Ivan. Oh, high elevation, big back body drop. And Gorilla Monsoon shoots Ivan Koloff high into the rafters here at the beautiful Boston Garden. Followed up by a smashing forearm. Koloff wishes he was back in Russia. Coming back now as he rakes the big eyes of Monsoon into the corner now. Big knee, Superstar and Ivan starting to double team on the big man. And Koloff hits Superstar, sending him reeling now. And Monsoon comes down with another heavy blow and a chop now. Shoots him in now. Looks like he's going for that big bear hug. Gorilla Monsoon, the largest man in the ring now. And Superstar Billy Graham. Oh, a big heavy blow to the side of the head now. And Koloff now shot off the ropes now. Monsoon into that big bear hug again. Monsoon, the largest man, and another blow to the head now. And he got Koloff's boot off. Oh, he smashed it down across the head of Gorilla Monsoon. That boot, there must have been something in that boot. He took that boot off. Monsoon, unbelievable. Looks like he might be lacerated, fans. They're double teaming into the corner now. It's Koloff, Monsoon. Koloff again off the top rope, and Monsoon is dizzy now. He looks to be getting double teamed by Ivan and Superstar. Heavy, heavy blows to the head of Monsoon now. Monsoon don't know where he is. Now Koloff got the boot off again. Unbelievable now. Something fell out of that boot now, I think. Monsoon lacerated, a bloody mess now here. The referee trying to see what's happening with Gorilla Monsoon. They're ringing the bell. And they're giving the fall in the match to Superstar and Ivan Koloff. Monsoon cannot continue due to the blood. Superstar lays another one in now, and Monsoon. Koloff gets a cheap shot in. Bruno now. Looks like he might have to go it alone here for this second fall. 2 out of 3 fall match. Monsoon a bloody mess in the corner. And it looks like Bruno's going to have to go it alone here. And Ivan Koloff gets a right hand to the head of, and he gets shot into the ropes now, and Bruno buries a big boot into the midsection of the Russian Bear. A big right hand now sending Koloff railing. Koloff now tagging off to Superstar Billy Graham. How can Bruno beat these two madmen? And a right hand to the side of the head of the Superstar Billy Graham as he whips the Superstar into the corner now. And another right hand now by Bruno. Looks like to control this match pretty good. 2-on-1 now. How can he get out of this alive? Bruno Sammartino with the bear hug now on the Superstar Billy Graham. And Gorilla Monsoon has been taken back to the dressing room due to the laceration. Koloff taking the boot off, and Bruno got Superstar just about out in the middle of the ring. Koloff on that top rope now. Double axe handle onto the back of Bruno Sammartino. And our referee, Mario Savoli. Koloff now, big boot to the midsection. And a second boot now into the small of the back. And the referee goes down now. Bruno in for a big slam. Covers the man. 1, 2. Koloff coming in. Oh, big knee under the throat of Bruno Sammartino. A second knee across the throat now. A third. Koloff in for the pin. Mario Savoli. No. They double-team San Martino, and the winner of the fall and the match, Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, and superstar Billy Graham. They got to get some help in here for Bruno. They double-teamed him. The big knee across the throat 3 consecutive times. Bruno had him beat and pinned. The referee went down. Unbelievable action. In the ring, we got Kevin Sullivan.
Right here with Bruno Sammartino, the living legend. You better believe it. You better watch the best of Empire Pro Wrestling, because we're here with the man that was the foundation of the old WWF. None of this stuff that's going on now, you can forget about it. But get your grandmother out of the kitchen, get your sister off the phone, and you watch the best of the best with this man right here. Bruno Sammartino right here. I'm sitting in his parlor. You believe it? Can you believe it? Right here with Bruno Sammartino, and I can't believe that I'm with my 8mm camera, Super 8 right here. Bruno, this is the camera that took all the film. You got to hold it in your hand.
That's amazing, because I've seen some of the films you've taken, and it's hard to believe. I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to these cameras, but it's hard to believe at all that you've shot and what fantastic work it came out of this little camera.
It's unbelievable. My friend Danny Garbett, I'd like you to say hi to Mr. Danny Garbett, because he used to carry the tripod for me up to the ring.
Is that right?
And
Danny, how are you? I'll tell you. So you were part of this, and that's great, because guys did a phenomenal job.
the legend, Bruno Sammartino, be there or be square.
We're back here from the Mac Classics from the Boston Garden. We got a great one here. Bruno Sammartino versus the Olympic strongman Ken Patera. The man with the swinging neck breaker. And our referee, Milky. You all remember Eddie Santa Maria. And it's Ken Patera now, putting the heavy boots now down on Bruno Sammartino into the back and the small of the neck. All these wrestlers aim for the neck of Bruno Sammartino because they know of his injuries. They know that Stan the Lariat Hansen broke Sammartino's neck with that lariat, and Ken Patera knows he's going to weaken the neck to put the swinging neck breaker on. Bruno Sammartino now into that turnbuckle. Big scoop now into a backbreaker by Ken Patera. Patera, one of the world's strongest men. You might remember him from the World's Strongest Men contest, carrying around refrigerators and what have you now as he whips Sammartino into that corner post. Bruno set railing now as Patera now starting to work on the back, and Sammartino in the corner now with a big boot to the midsection. And Bruno starting to come back with a right hand of his own now, and he's putting the boots into the midsection. Deep, heavy blows into the midsection of Patera, and Sammartino back and forth in the corner, much like a boxer as he whips Patera into that corner. Into a big back body drop now. Bruno Sammartino sending Patera right on the Olympic strongman, begging off now as he puts a big boot to the midsection now. Two heavy boots across the chest now, and he's jumping up and down. Sammartino got the crowd behind him. He's got him in the corner now. 1, 2, 3 like a boxer. He's using him for a punching bag now. He's going crazy. The crowd's going crazy. A big right hand. And Eddie Santa Maria's staying way back now, and Sammartino with another right hand now. And he whips him into those ropes now. He buries that boot into the midsection of Patera. Patera's got a bellyache now, and Sammartino wants the approval of the crowd, and he gets it here in Boston. A big boot to the side of the head now, and Patera. Another heavy boot now, and Patera's a little dizzy. He don't even know where he... Oh, a low blow. A low blow by Ken Patera. Eddie Santa Maria now, starting to count as both these men are down. Bruno with a low blow now, Patera with a big elbow. Eddie Santa Maria didn't catch the low blow now. Patera now using that bottom rope for leverage. Choking Sammartino. These are the Mac Classics from the Boston Garden. I'm the voice of the Mac Classics, Rocky Raymond. Patera now, choking now. It looks like Patera's hanging outside the ring himself now, and Bruno returns the favor. Oh, he rams his head into that ring apron. And they're outside the ring now. Sammartino with a right hand. They're both rolling in now. Almost a double count on it. They're both in the ring now, battling back and forth. These two men are going crazy. Sammartino's going crazy. He's got him in the corner now, rights, lefts. Another right hand now. Patera getting the worst of this into the collar buckle. Oh, another big boot to the midsection. These are the brutal matches of the Boston Garden. These were the old days. These were the heavy days. These were the days where you got hurt and you still had to go in the ring, no matter what. Patera and Sammartino now with a leg stretcher. San Martino outside the ring, sending Patera into that top turnbuckle now, off the rope. Patera, a big right hand into the midsection of Patera, and Bruno followed up with a big knee to the side of the head now. And the Abuchi strongman going wild here in Boston. He's got this match well in control now. Back with the right hands, those heavy right hands. Patera seems to be out on his feet, and Bruno's going in like a wild boxer with those rights. A heavy right hand sending Patera outside the ring. Looks like he's going for a chair. He's got no offense. He's got that wooden chair now. And then he Santa Maria. Oh, he hit the ropes now. Hit himself with the chair. Ducks it again, San Martino. A big right hand to the midsection now. And another right hand, and Patera loses possession of the chair. San Martino, oh, he crashes it across the head. And a second time, and Patera now. And he Santa Maria. Signaling for the bell, disqualifying Ken Patera for bringing the chair into the ring. The winner of the fall in the match, the living legend. Coming into the ring now, it's Greg the Hammer Valentine. This match, October 13th, 1979. Bruno Sammartino versus Greg the Hammer Valentine, a second-generation wrestler. And coming into the ring now with his manager, the Golden Boy on his goal, and it's Bruno Sammartino, the living legend. Great crowd here in Boston. The Mac Classics. Oh yes, it's Bruno Sammartino and the best of Bruno Sammartino. And our referee for this match looks like to be Freddie Spada. And there's the bell. This match is going to be a great match with the second generation Greg the Hammer Valentine and Sammartino. Unbelievable action as he goes in for a goal behind now into a sit-up by Greg the Hammer. And he used that elbow on Bruno. And he comes down with a heavy forearm on the chest of Sammartino, and he replies with another one of his own. Sammartino with a side headlock now. Valentine shoots him in with a hip toss, no reversal. And Bruno sends him real now, and he's going in for that arm bar on Greg the Hammer Valentine. Turns it into a hammerlock now. This is one of his favorite moves. Got him in the middle of the ring in the Boston Garden. You can hear that crowd start to chant. They're starting to count. Not too many wrestlers have the charisma of Bruno Sammartino, the living legend, winning the title for the first time in May 1963 by beating the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers in the old Madison Square Garden. And Sammartino now at the hammerlock on this second generation Greg the Hammer Valentine. Maybe you people will remember his father, Johnny Valentine. And Sammartino had some Donnybrook battles with his dad also. And they're in the corner now going back with heavy blows back and forth. As you notice these punches going back, brutality was always at its finest. This is the great times of professional wrestling. These were the great days of professional wrestling. These were the days when wrestling was professional wrestling. And that's what you saw in the marquee, and that's what you got as the Greg the Hammer Valentine comes down with a heavy elbow onto the back of the head of Sammartino. Now working on the legs because you know Valentine loves the figure four leg lock. And Bruno Sammartino breaks out with a couple of angles to the side of the arm of the hammer. Bruno backs him into the corner with a couple of right hands now. And Valentine comes back with another knee to the midsection of Bruno Sammartino, followed up by a flying elbow, and he's working on the legs of Sammartino, trying to weaken it up for the figure four as Valentine comes down with some elbows, and Sammartino comes back with a couple of boots to the side of the face now. And Valentine sent railing now, Bruno back to his feet now, and they're in the corner going back and forth, a right hand to the side of the face now. Valentine goes in for a leg dive, and he cinches it up now, and Sammartino gets some heavy shots to the back of the head. These are heavy blows now. Oh, Valentine now with a low blow now. The referee on the wrong side, the blind side, and Valentine working on these legs now again. Drops a big elbow on the chest of Sammartino. Just a 2 count now. The lateral punch. He's got the figure four on him. Oh no, Sammartino breaks out of it. And it looks like now they're going back and forth now, tooth and nail. Right hands by Sammartino, a second one, a third one. And Bruno got him in the corner now, much like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. And they're working on the arm now. Sammartino figure four again. Valentine kicked out by Sammartino. And the referee now can't control this action. It's so fast. He's got that half crab on him now. He's trying to work on the legs of Sammartino. He's trying to put him on that half crab. And the referee looks on. Sammartino trying to roll him over here in Boston, the great Mac Classics. And Valentine got the leg and Bruno got the axe handles on the arm. They're going back and forth, tooth and fist. Unbelievable action, back and forth, much like a boxing match. It looks like a contender match. They're going crazy here. Bruno's opening them up now with boots and right hands to the side of the head. They can't control him. He backs him into the corner again now. Unbelievable as Bruno got that arm by. He loves to work the arm. Shoots him in. Big elbow by Valentine. And Valentine out on his feet now as he drops to 2 knees. And he looks like he's going to scoop San Martino up for that big backbreaker across the knee now as San Martino. Lateral press. San Martino almost counted out there. Figure 4 again. He's trying to set him up for that figure 4. San Martino kicks out. Valentine in the corner now catches a big boot to the side of the head. And another right hand now. And a second one. Valentine outside the ring. The crowd's going crazy here in Boston. Another boot to the face of Greg the Hammer Valentine. Oh, he hit that corner post. He hit that steel post. The referee's got him now. He's out of there. The 10 count outside the ring, and Valentine caught the raft of Bruno Sammartino, the living legend.
It's December 28, 1982. Closed circuit TV at felt form. Lumberjack match. It's the WWF title at stake. Bob Backlund beats superstar Billy Graham in 12 minutes and 32 seconds. WWF Intercontinental title. Pedro Morales. He beat Don Morocco in 14 minutes and 27 seconds in a grudge match. Jimmy Snuka beat Ray Stevens, count out of ring, 6 minutes and 54 seconds. WWF Tag Team title match, Texas Death Match rules. Strongbow, the Italian Indian with Jules Strongbow, beat Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito in 8 minutes and 47 seconds. Buddy Rose beat Ivan Putski, count out of ring, 8 minutes and 33 seconds. Rocky Johnson beat the Black Demon, 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Salvatore Bellomo beat Jose Estrada, 8 minutes and 46. Tony Garea beat Johnny Rodz in 9 minutes and 4 seconds. Eddie Gilbert drew S.D. Jones in 20 minutes. And the ladies' match, the Fabulous Moolah and Wendy Richter beat Princess Victoria and Cindy Chase. And that was the match. This would be Billy Graham's last main event in the Garden until the return in 1987. 19 sellouts out of 20 shows as a feature performer. That's pretty good. And that was the Battle of the Garden. Battle of New York, works, shoots, and double crosses. That's right. You got it right here.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.
All right, we're back here. Memories of pro wrestling right here at Saugus TV. And we got a challenge right here. We got him back better than ever. We got him here on the show coming in from Mexico City. El Tremendo, great to have you back here, buddy.
Hola. Thank you, Senor Rocky Raymond. Thank you for having me back.
We're having it going on. We got this thing. I hear this feud going on with you and Astro Man coming in from the Dominican Republic. What's going on?
Don't bring up that name in front of me, Astro Man. I challenged him to come onto this show so we could have a Rock'em Sock'em battle. And you know what he did? He ran to the Dominican Republic. I don't know where he is. I haven't heard from him.
There.
I haven't seen him, but he ran away. Astro Man, where are you? We're supposed to be doing this right now.
He ran like a rabbit that he is. He ran, but he's going to be back here. I got an email from him. He said he's coming back. I think he's doing some kind of wedding, I don't know what's going on.
He's doing a wedding?
I don't know. Someone's getting married. I don't know. There's so many girls.
There's always somebody getting married in the Dominican Republic.
But we want to know right now.
I want to play this. I want to do this. I want this belt.
You want the belt. You want the Saugus TV Championship, and we're going to have him here. We're going to bring him right here, and we're going to wish everyone a Merry Christmas right here in Saugus, and all the things that are going on with El Tremendo is going to be matched up against Astro Man in the weeks to come right here on Memories of the Boston Garden. And we're back in Memories of the Boston Garden. All you people out there, write the check, send it on down. to Saugus TV, to the Boston Bad Santa. We're on here now. We're on loud, we're on proud. Keep it low, keep it ho, because we're going to come back with this part of the program that we're going to call My Pictures, the Boston Bad Santa pictures from the Boston Garden, 1969, 1970. That's right. And you girls out there, you know the ones I'm talking about, ones from the past, one that got a little less. You know, I dated this girl when I met her. She was a hot tamale. Now she's a bologna sandwich. What the hell's going on over here? What are we doing over here? What are we going to do? Santa's coming, the birds are humming. I want a big box. A big box. A nice box. I want something sent down. And we're going to go to the part of Memories of the Boston Garden. Memories of the Boston Garden, 1969, 1970. You think your pictures were good? Get a load of these. Right there, okay? Get a load of that one. Mel Simons, that's right, Mel Simons. He was the man that announced all the New England sports promotion pictures. Boys and girls, would you please come over? And all these other things. Hold on. I hear someone coming. I think it's Rudolph. I don't know, wait a minute. Could it be Cupid? Could it be the other one there? Snoopid. What's the other one's name there? Stupid. All the other ones. That's right. All the ones we got going right here. Now, listen, all the great things that are coming, show those ones that are Boston guys. Show some more pictures. Come on, show a couple.
Come on, show some more pictures.
Goes up to
Let's
the
go.
bar. There it is, Brother Sammartino. He's walking in the door, 1960, Boston guy, and on the other side, crazy Luke Graham. No one got these pictures, so don't copy them and try to sell them, because I know where you are. And if you do try to copy them, I'll come to your house and steal them back. The Sheik. The original Sheik, the Sheik of Abaki, that's right. The Sheik of Abaki with his wife, with Victor Rivera. That was the old Boston guy, and Victor Rivera, they threw him out because he was another drunk. Yeah, they threw him out. They said, get out of here, you're not going to make you champion. We're going to make Pedro Morales the champion. You drink too much. All right, what do we got here? We got Killer Kowalski and Bruno Sammartino right here in the cage. And on the bottom, Mike, on the bottom, Dick the Bulldog Bauer against Ricky Saxton. Take your daughters off the streets, tie them up, put them away. Ricky Saxton's coming. And on the bottom, Haystack Calhoun, put him in the plane. He goes to the bathroom pretty good in a big mailbag. Oh, yeah. Couldn't get him in the bathroom in the plane. They had to get him in the mailbag in the back of the plane, and did a little and that was it. The plane stunk all the way back from Hiroshima, Japan. You believe it? Killer Kowalski told that story about 2,999 times, but it's a true story. Haystack Calhoun, he couldn't fit in the bathroom, so they got a mailbag, and you know what happened after that. All right, what do we got now? Baron Mikhail Cicluna, look at this guy, all right? And if anyone can name the guy up in the corner there, that's beautiful Bobby Harmon. That's right. He was with the Grand Wizard, and on the bottom, it's I believe it's Guillotine Mike there, Guillotine the blonde guy against Professor Toru Tanaka, and on the far black and white corner, you got the Crusher and the Bruiser from Minneapolis. They worked in Minneapolis and Milwaukee too, right, Mike? Milwaukee.
Yes, Milwaukee. Yep.
All right, keep him hipping and keep him snipping. Oh, we got another one there. There's a set on the top there of WCA-TV in Winthrop where we had to put the pictures up by Velcro. We didn't have a great green screen and a great producer like we have here. And in the middle, we got the Bushwhackers. That was taken up in Nova Scotia, I believe, somewhere up there in Canada. And on the bottom, Mike, if you can see this picture, your buddy Shane Douglas taking Rocky's Power Slam. In Revere, 1, 2, 3, rent my ring, first match, I win. That's the way it goes. Okay?
Excellent.
That's right.
Rocky.
All right, here's Bruno Sammartino, longest reigning WWF champion, 4,040 days, longest consecutive run of any WWE champion, 2,803 days, won his first championship in 48 seconds, sold out New York, Madison Square Garden, 188 times. 2013 went into the Hall of Fame, which I didn't think he should have won after he held out all those years. But you know what? Mike Tyson money. Larry Zbyszko made a good payday working against Bruno up and down the East Coast. And on the other side, you got David Sammartino with yours truly, Rocky Raymond. Yeah, I stretched him too. And on the bottom, yeah, I wrestled Luis Martinez. That's right. You know Luis Martinez? Yeah, not many people know. 72 right there. 72 years old. Does your grandfather look like that at 72 years old? I doubt it. But I wrestled him up at Pinnacle like a bag of donuts and let him down like a bag of feathers. Luis Martinez, great guy. He did the crab. See that stomach, that midsection? Unbelievable shape for a guy his age. And then all the
Is he
great
still
pictures.
alive,
from him.
Rocky?
I don't think so. And up on the top corner here, we got Killer Kowalski getting leg dive. You see the way Kowalski's arms are all disoriented? That's because that was a shoot leg dive. He didn't know I was going to do it. I pulled him out. He was trying to catch bumblebees. Bees were on his head. And then you have the Bahamas champion of Florida one night in the Bahamas. Mosca took it the next night. And then you got Kowalski at IBW Hall. And on the bottom, you got Ron Shaw, Rocky Raymond, and Killer Kowalski. And then at the Americas Hotel, you got that statue they made out all bumpers with me and Killer Kowalski down at the Americas Hotel. And we got Dominic DeNucci up there, yeah, and Fred Blassie, as well as Bruno Sammartino. And on the bottom, not too many people got a picture of Bruiser Brody because he didn't take many pictures with wrestling fans. Now, any of these guys, you gotta want to chime in on any of these, let me know. What about Bruiser Brody? You ever had any encounters with Bruiser Brody?
I never had any bad encounters with him at all. He was always a nice guy when he came to town here.
What about Paul? When you wrestled in Malden, he was there.
Yeah, he was there in Malden. Actually, he wanted me to referee his match, but someone else did because he was coming back in like 6 weeks for a return thing. And he goes, you get the return match. And he never came back.
Yeah, well, I guess, when he made his bookings, he made them strong.
Yeah.
He made them the way he wanted them, and his there's two of the pictures up top that you took, two of my favorite pictures against the Super Destroyer. That was at, I believe that was Annunciation Hall. No, that was West Roxbury Boys Club, Boys and Girls Club. You remember those two pictures? You took both those two pictures.
Yeah.
And on the bottom, you got the Masked Superstar with the other side with the same person, which is Bill Eadie, Demolition, one of the best guys in the business that I've ever met. And there's not too many people I can say that about, being that the way the business is with some of these, people that are in there. You got a lot of them in, a lot of them out, but, we've got a lot of great things going on, a lot of great pictures from the Boston Garden. And we got, what are the other times? Like, when did you actually meet Paul and Mike? When did you actually guys meet each other? Where was it? Where did you guys meet each other?
Well, Paul could tell the story better than me because he's the one that was there before me in the stands years before we met. So, Paul.
Yes. I met Mike my first Boston Garden show, which is October of '87. And he was in the back and I was in the back, and I don't even remember how we introduced ourselves, but we did and became decades of friends.
And basically, what were you doing? You were refereeing, I take it, at that time, right?
Yes.
And your first show at the Boston Garden, do you know what year that was?
1987.
87 it was, and then when was your last show? Was that towards the end of it all, or when you stopped completely? It was probably, maybe the 90s or something?
Yeah.
You did like 3 years?
Yep, 3 or 4 years.
And now, getting back, we want to get a little time here to touch base on some of the bloodiest matches that are going on. We got that picture that Cronus got of Cronus with all the blood. Let's show some of those bloody pictures of Cronus and some of the other combatants from the Boston Garden, whether it be Madison Square Garden or some of the shots. There's Cronus right there. And let me tell you something. He had no problem getting a little color, let's put it that way. And if Cronus had $500 in his pocket and he had 50 cents in his pocket, he was the same way. He was never one to really, he was always in a good mood, and he always did some of the great things that some of the other guys didn't do, and he'd do anything.
Very talented, very athletic kid.
He could do backflips, he could do front flips.
He could do anything.
He was unbelievable. Everyone had to say who they would pick, who was the better wrestler between Cronus or Satin. When do you think that? Who do you think would be the better one at the time? I mean, I seen Satin jump off the top of the cage with his leg in some kind of he did something to his leg, I believe.
Well, I think it would definitely be Perry, because John barely had schooling. Perry took him out of the school and went to Memphis to go down and do the Lawler thing.
If you want to look at something up on YouTube, look at Cronus and Perry's first interview when they went to Memphis. First time, that was like Cronus' third match when they came there. And he knew nothing.
So Perry had to carry him.
So he
Anyway.
wasn't really training with it.
No.
Cronus had the disease where you look at things and they don't come out the same. I forget what that's called. Words, he couldn't read or write very well. So all the paperwork, when they went to Japan and all that, Perry had to do all the paperwork for him because Cronus couldn't really read or write very well. Because he had that, I don't know the name of it now, but it's called something.
Well, Cronus had the ability to do all the flips and all the stuff, and then Satin had just as much ability, but he didn't have the, I don't know, it was sort of like a mixed, one went low, one went high with that move they called
Total elimination.
the total elimination. They went pretty far with it, and
that's a move, total elimination, that's never been done by any other tag team successfully. Never. A couple of people have tried it, but nobody. Van Dam did it one hand, with his leg up and his body down, doing it one person total elimination. But as far as the tag team finish, nobody could do it like them. Nobody has. I'm surprised no tag team has ever tried it.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. It lasted a good time. Getting to the a little bit of EC double, we can touch base on it, which we can maybe come back with an ECW show at a later date. But the wrestling was just so crazy, and the things that they were doing, and the music. They had everything keyed. They had everything keyed up right. They had. Here's another Groveler here. He's not with us anymore. This is the one that your buddy New Jack got him in the ring, and the kid asked to do a move or something, to come back or whatever, and they end up juicing the kid. And I believe the kid he's passed away now. What was that kid's name, Mike? Do you know?
Eric Coolass.
Eric Coolass, yeah, and he's basically he wanted to do a couple of spots, I guess, and I guess New Jack didn't want no part of it.
Well, there was a lot more to the story than you're telling, really.
Well, it was awful to begin with, to do something like that to him.
The only thing I can say about that is a mysterious circumstances led to this whole thing. Number one, the kid said that he was trained by Walter. Well, only the first or second show, Walter was on every Wonderland show that we had, training the boys before the shows. But Walter wasn't there that show. So he came in with the two midgets from Rhode Island there and said that he was trained by Walter. Well, if Walter was there, he would have said no. You know what I mean? He would have said, I didn't train the kid, and he wouldn't have worked. But the kid weaseled his way in there, and he turned out he was only 16 years old. So what happened, happened. And Bubba Ray Dudley didn't show up. He was supposed to team with Devon that night. There was all kinds of things that led up to that. And then this kid came in smoking a cigarette sitting next to Taz in the dressing room, which didn't go over very well with anybody. So one thing led to another, and
Well,
it
I
happened.
guess it is what it is. I mean, I don't think just the way things went down. I was there that night, and the firefighters came in, and rubber gloves all over the place, and on the front of the building, all the blood was everywhere. It wasn't a professional thing done. It wasn't done like Bruno Sammartino done it. It wasn't done like Victor Rivera. It wasn't done like the old timers and all the great things that they've done. And you go back and they announce the next match for Boston Garden. Oh, great! That's a great match. These other things that they see, like, I mean, I've seen the ECW. Yeah, it was entertaining. What was good about it was they had the music chimed in. They had everything lined up, the run-ins. I don't think there was. You guys were in the dressing room. What went on back there? Well, I mean, what did they do? Was there any kind of control in the back, or what was
in ECW?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
very
oh.
controlled.
So it was very controlled. Well, it didn't look, as they came out, it didn't look like there was control.
It was kind of controlled, but it really wasn't controlled because everybody had their own. The dressing room was like nothing you'd ever been in your life before. You had the drug use, you had the drinking, all during the shows. So it was a different atmosphere, and it was violent, and it was bloody, and it was different. But one thing I want to say about the Boston Garden, I want to get this in. Rocky, you'll know this, and Paul too. Unless you went to those shows years ago in the 70s and 80s, before the last match on every show, the announcer would come out with the next month's card. There's more excitement when everybody heard those matches that, I mean, it just exploded because everybody was waiting to see what was coming the next month.
And nobody left.
Nobody left. Nobody left because they wanted to hear that and they wanted to see the main event. Now, when Hogan came in, it was a different story because he always wanted to get out of there quick, so he was always on the match before intermission, get him out of there. So he always had to drum up the back of the card to make the people stay. With Bruno, you didn't have to worry about with people staying. But those announcers, just the roar of the crowd. Wendell Weatherby has some audio tapes of the announcers from the Garden, just the audio. And you can just hear the people when they're announcing the next month's card. It was incredible. It was just, you had
I
to
was
be
there
there.
many times with this camera right here, which we call the Bruno Sammartino cam, which you've probably seen. The Mac Classics from the Boston Garden, all over. They've been all over. They're going to keep going all over as long as I keep showing them, I guess. And just the excitement was just different. When
I
Bruno
don't
came out,
think anybody videotaped like you have, Rocky, with the
No,
Boston Garden.
no,
Nobody
they
ever
don't.
went
They
in
don't.
there and
They
did
don't
that.
realize it too at this time. I mean, I've had a good run with it through the years, and now they're on DVD, and someone will pop up with it. It'll pop up, and
I mean,
it's
they're
gonna
so
be
good to
famous.
see. They're so good to see.
Well,
'cause
we've
it brings
seen Mel
back
Simons
memories.
outside the ring taking pictures. We've seen you taking the jackets back from Bruno or taking the belt back when Skolin wasn't there. And it was just a
Jazzo
whole
the
different
Clown.
animal. It was a whole different animal.
Coogie McFarland.
Jazzo,
Jazzo.
Jazzo the Clown. You had
Yeah.
Fabulous Moolah used to chase him around the ring. and
Yeah.
It was just a whole different animal back then. If you see something that's on now,
I mean,
I'll
it
tell you one
was so
thing.
bad back then that they remember when they had the cage on top of the ring, the big
right,
screen
the net,
on top,
the
the
net,
big
they
net.
had the net, absolutely.
And
the
you'd
net.
look at the end of the show, after the show, and they start taking everything down. You look at that net,
and it was
there'd be
full,
every rocks, bricks, bottles,
full of paper
cans,
cups. Yeah, a lot of them.
anything, paper clips, balls.
Yeah, well, these crowds today that you see these shows that are on TV. I mean, the wrestling's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's on every day of the week. It's not like when I was watching wrestling as a kid. You'd wait all week to see it on Channel 56 on a Saturday morning, and you'd see who's going to be coming on, and they'd only have they'd have one maybe good match, or they'd have
Right.
something to that effect. And the rest of them were just all squash matches. The heels would just beat down on and beat down. You'd have Joe Cardinale getting beat up, Chuck Richards, Lee Wong from Hong Kong. You got Vincente Promenti and
Juan
Caruso and all those guys, and you'd watch it. And to being what it is right now, I got to make the statement. It didn't bother me.
It's completely different now because one thing, everybody knows that it's a scripted thing. Back then, everybody thought it was real. Or if they didn't think it was real, when they went to the Garden and saw certain people, they said, oh boy, that just might be real. That move might be real. Now you don't have that, so nobody throws anything anymore because they're not mad anymore. They don't get revved up because they know it's all, they know that it's all been
I think they know
rehashed.
they're going to get pretty much thrown out very quickly if they get they have a lot of people in the crowd and they probably have security cameras just watching the crowd because years ago back in the day I remember when they shot at George Steele up at the Frolic at Salisbury Beach. They actually shot at him.
Yeah.
And they wanted to kill the guy, but
And Mulligan in Boston too.
yeah, he got stabbed in Boston. and
Freddie
all that
Blassie
stuff.
lost his eye in Boston. Some lady hit him with an umbrella in the eye.
Yeah. Well, it's great to get you guys back here together. We got Precious Paul here. We got Crusher Mike talking about all the great things from the Garden. If you can remember anything else at the top of your head that you want to slip in there, talk it in, talk it out. We've got a couple of minutes left, I believe. And then we're going to go to the part of the program that we call Bye-Bye. And then we'll see you next time on the Matt Memories of the Boston Garden, all the great things that we're going to have. And we got a very special coming up on our next episode. We got the Bandit Bill Rossi. He just flew in. He's going to be coming on the next show. We're going to cut it up and put it up. Coming up here right now, coming up on the future show coming in. We got an email from him, so he's going to be coming down. Talk about all his times and all the territories he was in. USWA, EPW, New England Sports Promotion. He even wrestled for Richard Burns one night, and that's a funny story we're going to get to because I can't wait to tell that one. All right, well, we're going to tell you right now. Great to see you here again, Mike.
Thank you, Rocky.
Great to see you again, Paul.
Great to be here.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Rocky.
On
Thank you.
Memories of the
Boston Garden.